Hey guys, how are you doing today? We are here with Margherita again with episode 2 of our life-changing project. How are you doing? Let us know in the comments if you are joining us. Today's topic is change your thoughts and vibration and change your manifestation. Margherita has tons of news for us. I can't wait to hear what's going on. Hi there, how are you?
Hello, hi. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday, right? So you manifested amazing things, and I just cannot wait to hear how you did that actually.
Right. So thank you for that. And yeah, let's start with this ignition of positivity and fun and laughs. That's great. So the topic of today is definitely manifesting. Which I know is a topic that is important and is relevant to a lot of people I have been talking to in these days. And actually, generally speaking, is a topic that is very hot. Because we always hear all these words, manifesting, abundance, and change your life, and
attract things.
Yeah, I mean, and it's supposed to be so easy and quick and instant, and everyone can do it. And yeah, it is. Everything that we have just said is true. But what we need to know is how we do it, how we make it possible.
Oh yes, oh yes.
Because the thing is that when you hear people talking about these topics, you usually hear them talking about the law of attraction.
Oh yes, it's huge.
Which is a component, is an important component of manifesting abundance, create the life that you want, all of this. But it's just a component of that. So there are many other concepts and laws in the universe and energies that we need to put in the mix. So it's very important for us to understand how this works. So I would like to start just briefly talking about abundance. So I guess everyone has a sort of personal concept of what abundance really is.
It is interesting. It is interesting. Sorry to interrupt you, but back in the days, obviously English is not my first language. And when I started self-development, I mostly did it in English. And it's so interesting that abundance in my own language means something totally different to me as it is in English. So in Hungarian, abundance means, I have a picture. We were in the museum with my mother. We are standing in front of a painting, and there was from the, I don't know, 17th century, when women were, wealthy women were, you know, the house is white and a little bit bigger than today's magazine style of women, right? And fit women. And my mother said, yeah, you know, back in the days, abundance meant that people are wealthy and they have food to eat and they gain weight, and that's what wealthy and abundance is. And then I'm like, that's the picture what I had. And I was wondering so many years while I was doing my self-development and inner work, that why abundance has its negative feeling to it. And then I went into, okay, what does it mean for me in Hungarian? And that's when I realized it. So I really needed to shift that. Do you have that as well in your own language, or that words are meaning something different, or it's not the same?
Well, sometimes yes. And also the funny thing is that even within the same language or the same cultural context, because we are all individuals made of a personal identity and personal beliefs and personal values, we can actually use the same words with different meanings. So even, for example, when we talk about values, like integrity or excellence, you may think that we all have the same kind of definition of what integrity is or what excellence is. But if I ask you, or if I ask somebody else, or if I ask
a child,
yeah, a child or someone walking across the street, what these words mean to them, they will probably correlate to a common theme or a common meaning, but the specific definition will be slightly different because of our perception, because of our beliefs of what we learned and which context we were learning these words from. So this is actually very important to understand what the meaning of the words that we use is really. And this is because the words that we use are just the sort of physical, because we are using sound, expression of our thoughts in our mind. And thoughts and sounds and words and physical extension that we use are just made of energy, right? So every kind of energy, thoughts, words, emotions, at the end of the day are just a specific kind of vibration that we use to communicate, to create our lives. So it is very important to be aware of what is the energy and the meaning from an energy, emotional perspective that we attach to thoughts and words. And this is very important for the manifesting. So thank you for the question, by the way. And because of that, it's very important to understand what abundance is. So basically, I can do a download for you from the energy above about what abundance from the highest definition really is. So if you want to have that definition, just say yes and it will be downloaded.
Yes, please.
Good. So let's do that. Right. And for the people who are watching this as well, you just need to say yes and accept that download of information from the energy above if you want to have it. So, and this is, by the way, something that we do in healing. So understanding what the highest definition of words and virtues and concepts are. And maybe it seemed to be a sort of joke between the two of us now, but this is actually really important because abundance from the highest definition, it's, let's say, to make it very, very easy and simple to understand, it's plenty. It means plenty of something, like from an infinite source.
Okay.
So it's not just what you need at the right time. Yes, that is a sort of abundance. It's not just what you want when you want it. That is an upgrade of abundance. But it's really to be able and have the right and the key to unlock and be connected and receive from that infinite source of abundance, which can be anything. And here comes the deal, let's say. In order for you to be connected with this infinite source, you need to understand the law of oneness, which is a very important law in the universe. Is basically about understanding that we are all part of the same energy. We are all part of the big one that is above, around, everywhere. It's in us, is outside, is in everyone else, is that big, beautiful, wonderful energy that connects everyone and everything. So this is the first thing to be to keep in mind and to pay attention to. If you don't believe, or if you have any blocks that don't allow you to connect or to believe that you are connected and you can reach to that infinite source, you will never be able to receive that abundance because you are blocking it.
Okay. So basically we are all connected, we are all in, right? But we cannot receive the message or the download or the feelings even if we are in some level blocking that. Okay, but the blocks are only in our thoughts, or those create energies and okay.
Yeah, so thank you for the question because it's very interesting. And of course, the answer is there is no one answer for every single person. So there could be different things, different blocks, different limiting beliefs, different fears that are stopping or creating a sort of block for different people to connect completely with this infinite source.
Okay.
For example, if you don't believe that there is a higher energy, you will never receive the downloads because you believe that that energy doesn't exist. So of course, your brain is not accepting anything that is coming from that place. Or if there are other fears or blocks or beliefs that, for example, they say, well, you cannot believe in that energy because you are from this background, or because I believe it's in conflict with everything I have believed so far. Well, then it means that your brain is sabotaging that connection, so you will never receive it. So in Theta Healing, what we do is, cool, just recognize, be aware of these kind of blocks. Let's understand when they were created, why they were created, and what did you learn from them also, so that we can heal them and you can be connected again to that one source. And that's just the first, let's say, the first but fundamental layer of blocks and beliefs that may be stopping you from reaching out and be connected to that infinite source of abundance. So just remember that this law of oneness is really, really important. So anything that is stopping this law to be part of your life is stopping you from receiving abundance, is stopping you from manifesting, is stopping you from creating what you really want in your life. And of course, if there are, for example, blocks in you to connect with this concept of oneness, your connection to the source of this energy, but also with other people, all the things that are present in this universe, in this reality, everything and everyone really, you cannot really be connected and together with them. This means that for some reasons, there is a sort of separation that is going on. And we know that separation, it's a little bit an opposite kind of energy and perspective to oneness. So everything that is blocking you to believe that we are all connected may be blocking you from manifesting. One of the virtues that is really helping to work on this can be gratitude.
Okay.
That's why a lot of healers tell you that when you want to manifest something, you also need to be aware of all the things that you already have in your life, all the people that you already have in your life, how many beautiful things you have in your life. Because sometimes you give them for granted, you know, you don't really understand that because we are maybe stuck in focusing on what is lacking in our lives rather than what we have already got. For example, being grateful for our lives is something that everyone should be doing. And it's, the basis of everything, really. Because if we were not alive, we would not be able to be in this world, to enjoy the beautiful things that this life is giving us. And yes, of course, part of this life is also to experience some negative or lower peaks and sometimes painful experiences, some frustrations. That's part of the human experience. And if you are really aware of everything that is happening to you, you will see that even those frustrating moments, even that painful things and experiences that happen to you, they are actually coming into your life to make you grow, to make you a better person, to teach you many, many things. So instead of looking at these things as just a negative experience that doesn't really serve your life, use another perspective, the one that comes from gratitude, and just say, well, that was really, really hard. That was really, really tough. But actually, without that, I would never be, or I would have never become the person that I am today. So, you know what? Now I understand, now I see, and I am grateful to that moment, to that experience, to that person for making me the person that I am today. And this is a completely different energy that you are using when you are setting up your manifesting, when you are setting up your day, when you are starting an interaction with someone. Instead of looking at what is lacking, what is bad, what is negative, which, by the way, comes from the energy of fear, which is attracting scarcity and not abundance, just stay in the positive side of gratitude. Maybe from gratitude you will understand and you will go further into compassion, meaning that you will also be able to see and understand why that person behaved in that way to you.
Yeah, I had a coach back in the days, and I was like, I know I should be grateful for this experience, but right now it's really hard to focus on that. And and she was like, Agnes, I understand. It's totally, you are right, right? So accepting the fact that I'm at where I'm at right now, it's cool. You will see something coming out of that. But what is the blessing right now? What you really in this experience, which is now, I guess, bad or dark, or you are really in a bad place? What is the blessing in it right now? And it takes a little work, right? And you are sorting in your head. It's like, okay, no, it's not. No, it's not either. But at the end, you come to something, a little piece you can grab, right? And which can shift the entire moment or the entire experience. And it was life-changing for me, because after the whole situation, I'm like, okay, Agnes, you have the tool in your tool belt, so how do you use it? What is the little thing? And sometimes even that you have a warm jacket is something you can just grab and, okay, that's it, I'm grateful. And it really does shift the experience, doesn't it?
It does. And as you said, it's not always easy to see all these things in that moment of difficulty, in that moment of pain. You will see it, you will know it later. And actually, this is teaching you that this is a process.
Mm-hmm.
And in the process, because of the process, you are learning other virtues like patience, like tolerance, like letting go of control.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Trust in the process. Trust in the process is one of the hardest ones, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if everything was really, really quick and instant, if I now come to you and say, Agnes, I can do a 5 minutes healing on you and I can fix everything in just 5 minutes. I mean, technically, that is perfectly possible.
Okay. You piqued my interest.
The thing is, what are you learning from that? How many lessons and how deep are you really learning from me fixing everything in 5 minutes or even 1 second?
Yeah, not too much, I guess. And also, if I'm a true believer that this is really about the journey. So the people you came across, the experiences that shape you, how funny is that you go into a room, you already forgot why it happened, but in the meantime something fall down and you were not standing there because you have had a quote unquote thought to go into the room for no reason, apparently, right? And some people get frustrated and others are like, open to the opportunities. And this is so powerful to, it's like, if you believe in that, then if you would fix everything, then I guess the whole universe would need to bring me to a total different point in my life, right? It's just seems to be energetically not okay that we straight away fix everything.
The thing is that this is an interesting topic. So it's the next level of energetic upgrade that we are going into. Just a few words on that. And then we come back to the basic rules for manifesting. Because this is like the next level. So yes, exactly. You will be taken to a completely different point, which is great, and we will get there. But are you ready to be in that point without having learned the lesson that you need for you to be in that point? Because the thing is, and this is also where some people don't do manifesting properly, because remember that what you are manifesting, what you're asking for, you will receive. So then you will need to be prepared for what you get.
Yeah.
And you need to deal with that. So are you ready to deal with that? If you are not, the universe, who knows if it's for your highest good or not, maybe will not bring all that you're asking in this very moment. And this is the reason why sometimes you see that your manifestation, your wishes are not becoming true in the here and now, like in the next 5 minutes, because you're actually not ready for it. And this is connecting very well to the difference between using and be aware of the law of attraction and, for example, the law of vibration, which is the bigger law that includes the law of attraction. And also another one that is very important, and it's about timing, which is the law of gestation. So let me explain that. We said before that a lot of people are talking about law of attraction. Great, yes. So what it means is that you are attracting, so you are, let's say, energetically creating what your vibrations are matching in this moment.
So we can be mad, but it's on us.
So, I mean, I really want to have something, or to create something. Perfect. I really believe that it's my heart desire. So I'm putting all this beautiful energy outside. So I'm in a positive state. I'm using the right vibrations and energies. Super. So I'm actually sending that signal out in the universe using my energies, my thoughts, my wishes, my vibrations. And the universe is responding to that, saying, okay, so I'm sending you that. So this means you are using the law of attraction. You are attracting it into your energetic field. So you have it energetically, like in seconds, in a moment. But how do you create it? How do you manifest it into your physical reality, from that energetic point into something physical that you can touch, that you can see it, that you can really have it? It's something different. So the law of attraction is just one step. The other one is the energy of worthiness. So in order for you to receive what you're asking for and really have it in your physical reality, you need to send to the universe, using the law of vibrations again, and attraction and something else, the signal that you are worthy, that you feel worthy of having it into your life, of receiving it. So if I say, okay, I want to manifest a castle in central London, good. I do my manifesting, I'm using the right energies, great. I am attracting it from an energetic point of view. How I manifest that? How do I manifest that into my reality? How worthy do I think I am to really receive that and have it? So that's the first step. Are you really believing and feeling that you are worthy of receiving it? Or do you have any blocks or fears or limiting beliefs in the back of your mind saying that, well, yeah, sure, that's your wish and it's great, but are you good enough for that? Who are you to have it? Do you see anyone around you having it? So why should you be the one having it? And also, you know, other kind of limiting beliefs like, of course you cannot have it all, you need to compromise. It's not possible for anyone to have everything they want in their lives, so they need to choose.
Or only wealthy people can get such offer, right? Because the market is like this or that, especially in London and stuff like that. Oh yeah.
But it can be any kind of limiting beliefs, any kind of fear, any kind of block. And maybe, you know, what will happen to you if you really have it?
Yeah, right. You need money to keep it up and oh my God, and stuff like that.
So maybe you are blocking the manifestation because your mind, your subconscious mind, or maybe your conscious mind in this case, because you know, is blocking that by thinking, oh, it will actually be a burden in my life rather than a pleasure. So of course you will never manifest that. So the feeling, the energy of feel and be worthy of receiving it is also very, very important to make your manifestation become real in the physical world, in the physical reality. And then there is another law that is very important, which is the law of gestation. So if you ask something, if you ask for something to come into your life, maybe it's a very easy manifestation. So let's say I am in central London and I need a taxi. I'm just on the corner of the street and I say, I really want a taxi right now. So my manifestation is a taxi. I mean, in London, there are many taxis, so it's very likely that the connection between my desire, my manifestation, and the availability of an empty taxi passing by in central London in that moment or in the next few minutes is pretty high, you know? So that will make it an easier manifestation. Of course, if you're asking for something that requires, let's say, a broader project management from the universe.
I love that. Yeah.
Because because it involves maybe other people and other places and other processes. Of course, you will need some time to see it happening in your reality. And maybe this process within the project management timeline of the universe requires that you do some work on yourself. So maybe for that manifestation to happen, you are required to clear some blocks and fears and limiting beliefs. And maybe other people that are involved in this macro project need to do something on themselves. And in the same way, you can easily see that it becomes a more complex manifestation with different timings that are not necessarily matching the timeline that you have in mind, because you don't see the full picture.
Yeah, the components, right?
Yes.
But the good news is actually what makes me actually really happy about it, that the only thing I can change is myself, right? I cannot change the others, but the only thing I can do is working on myself. And that gives such a empowering foundation to the whole situation. So please do.
Because the thing is, so there are other rules here. So the first one is always remember that everyone has their free choice, and it's a birthright that all of us have, and nothing and no one, not even the universe, can take that right away from you. So it's up to you what you want to do. And there is no right or wrong choices. You are free and you are allowed to make your own choices. And that is perfectly fine, because you will learn your lessons and you will grow regardless of which decision you will make. And that is actually what is important to your soul, from a higher perspective. Your soul doesn't really care if you decide to go down the hardest route possible, or if you decide that you want to do it in the easiest way possible. It doesn't really matter. What is important from a soul level, which is a very high perspective, is that you learn the lesson, because the purpose of your soul is to evolve, is to keep growing, and it keeps growing by learning lessons. So it doesn't matter how you did to it. It doesn't really matter. So you can decide, and you are in charge of your own choices every single second of your life. So it's up to you. And yes, that means that you only have the power and the responsibility to change yourself. You cannot change others. That would be an abuse, you know? You cannot force anyone else to do something that you don't want to do. That will be abuse. And of course, you don't want to do that. So you are in charge of yourself, and you still have the choice of not wanting to do any kind of work on yourself. And that is perfectly fine. And nobody can force you to do any kind of personal development on yourself, because if you don't want to do it, that will still be abuse, you know?
Right.
And apart from being an abuse, which we don't do, it would not work, because it's not aligned what you want to do. So these are very important rules to be remembered. And because we are empowered in making all the choices and decisions in our lives, it's also important to remember that when you do work on yourself and you change your beliefs, you shift your fears, you transform yourself. Also, the vibrations that you are sending out and the energies that you are using to connect with everyone and everything else will change. So by changing your blocks, belief, thoughts, you are changing the scenario of your reality, the scenario of your manifestation. And if you do work on your self-worth, self-love, self-confidence, all this, you are changing what you are creating, what you are manifesting, what you are attracting into your life. And you can change it instantly. It depends on the work that you do on yourself on these topics. So instead of blaming the universe, the full moon, someone else, that person, or whatever, stop blaming, because blaming is actually a very low energy that is not helping at all. Is not connecting you to abundance, is not connecting you to high energies, is just connecting you to the energy of scarcity, competition, conflict. So exactly the opposite of what you need for manifesting. And just start, seeing things from a different perspective. Instead of blaming someone for making your life or your day harder, change perspective and find that 1% of gratitude that you can feel in your heart for that person, because through that experience they were teaching you something that is really, really important for you now. That will shift everything instantly.
I love that.
Yeah. So these are, of course, the secrets or the instructions for a proper manifesting. And it is a process, because, of course, working on yourself is a process. And we can do, and we do, instant healings. We can shift energies and manifest things instantly. But it requires work on yourself. Unless you are already in that place, of course, which is great. So when you actually are in that place, you will really see it in your daily life, on every little or big things, that you are actually an instant manifestor of what you want. But in order for you to come to that place, you need to do some work on yourself, unless you are already at that level. And remember that you also need to feel that you're worthy of having it into your life, of receiving it. So all in Theta Healing, we do a lot of work on self-worth, self-value, self-love, self-confidence, because they are really the basis for manifesting and creating what you really desire. Because the thing is, you need to match what you feel you want and you feel you desire with what you feel you deserve. If you know that you really desire and want that, but you for some reason know that you don't really deserve that, even if it's not the truth, of course it's not, because you do deserve that, but there are some blocks or limiting beliefs stopping you from believing in that, of course there is a mismatch. So you need to work on what is stopping you from believing that you deserve that, so that the energies are aligned, and when they match, you can create. So
wow.
That's the thing. How you do it? By working on yourself.
I have a tip, hashtag homework, guys. What I've started to do, actually, journaling, daily routine and stuff like that. It's something. But the powerful part was for me when I started to add to my daily journaling or whatever, sheet of paper, whatever, daily miracles. And I started to write down when something happened, because you know how I'm just like going through my days and oh yeah, this happened. And then, when you talk to your mother or talk to your friends and oh yeah, that happened too. Oh yeah, that happened too. So you forget in the daily routine, right? The small miracles, what happens. But when you shift your focus to those things, then, you have evidence, you have facts there on paper, black and white, where you can go back and say, oh yeah, do you remember last week I had this and this and this? So it was really powerful for me.
Yeah, and you can also remember all the beautiful things that are already happening into your life and be grateful for them. Because the thing is, and this comes from the past and maybe the education and collective consciousness, whatever, we are taught to always look for what is missing. And that is actually the perfect recipe for an unhappy life. If you want to be unhappy and miserable in your life, please go ahead and do that. Always try to find what is not working. Always complain about what is not functioning well. Please go ahead and do it. But you will never manifest good things. Instead, just shift your perspective to gratitude. Just learn and train your brain to appreciate the beauty of life, the beauty of the smallest things that you have in your life. Because that is really attracting more beautiful things into your life every single day, every single second. And the thing is that nobody usually teaches us how powerful this process is. So this is also something that we as coaches or healers are responsible to do for the collective consciousness. So it's another level, let's say, of work that we do. So we work with individuals, we work with small groups, but all these shifts in the collective consciousness that we can create by helping people realizing that maybe what has been in the past is not the highest and best. Maybe we are allowed to create something different, and we can do it all together so that we can change the collective consciousness, is something that we have the responsibility to do. And by doing so, we will be able to change the collective consciousness of a group, a community, a city, a country, and eventually the world. So that is the final impact that we want to have in this world. And this is, for example, our motivation in doing what we do every day. So another topic is, what is the motivation that is driving you to manifest something that you want? Because the motivation is also an energy, basically, that you are putting in expressing your desire. Why do you want that to happen? Why is that so important to you? What will be the impact on your life, on the life of somebody else? What would that be? I mean, what is driving you to manifest that, or to do this today or tomorrow? What is driving you? That is also something that is important to be aware of in everything you do, really. Mm-hmm. What is your motivation, you know? Mm-hmm. It's just, I don't know, because I want to be better than someone else, or is because I see that there is a higher potential behind that. Mm-hmm. And maybe I don't know what that will be, because I don't have all the information right now, but something in my heart is telling me that even if I don't know what that is, I should just go for it. And I trust that is what I should do. And I just do it. So what is your motivation? What is your intention? This is also very powerful and important energy that has to be in the mix of your manifestation. So yeah, these are, I guess, the main ingredients. And so remember that every time you do something from a motivation or an energy that is very low, is never for your highest and best. So if you find yourself doing something because you think you have to prove yourself, because somebody is comparing you to somebody else, because you think you have to be the best one out of an energy of competition, that is not the highest truth. Because, for example, the energy of competition is an energy of scarcity, because if you are tapping into that consciousness of competition, it means that you believe that there is just one place for one person. So you need to fight. And that's not abundance, you know?
No, that doesn't feel like that, no. No.
Abundance is you are all amazing because you are all human beings. You are all part of this beautiful energy. We are all connected. We are all one. You remember? We talked about that at the beginning. So you are magnificent. You are perfect as you are. You have amazing, beautiful, beautiful talents and qualities. You just need to remember how to see them, so that you can find your own path. And once you find your own path, you will see that it's plenty of paths for everyone. So you don't need to be in competition or compare your path to the path of someone else. They are all good, they are all beautiful, and there is plenty of paths for everyone. Because, by the way, there is abundance of paths, so you can also have the choice to select and pick the path that you like the most, and it's perfectly fine. So just step out of that energy of scarcity, you know, of competition, and transform that into the energy of collaboration, because maybe that person that apparently is behaving or seems to be a competitor to me is actually someone that can help me, because together, by putting our talents together, we can create amazing things. Or maybe you can just support each other, and you will allow each other to feel more worthy of receiving abundance. And if you are feeling worthy of receiving abundance, you can attract more and you can create more. And it's positive cycles that you are activating. And that is really the energy of abundance. So once you tap into that energy and you leave behind the low vibrations, you are creating all around you a very positive energy field. And the more work you do on yourself to remove the fears, the blocks, and limiting beliefs that you have, the more powerful and beautiful your energy field is, and it will attract more and more beautiful and amazing experiences, things, people, everything really into your life that will help you move forward according to the positive energies. So with happiness, with peace, with joy, without fears, without having to struggle, without having to prove yourself all the time. And your life will become much easier and much more fun. And you will be more grateful because your life is much easier and more fun. And that will bring you more and more of all the beautiful things and energies.
Up to the spiral, right? Not down to the spiral, but up to the spiral. Exactly. Amazing, amazing. Thank you very much. It was full packed, guys. I'm not sure I took notes for sure. So that's what you guys do. Can you believe I think I never had a theta healing session actually before. Is that something what you guys do? So you tap into those limiting beliefs or energies, and then you solve it as you solve it, and then
so because of what we said at the beginning, everyone can really do theta healing. The only thing is that you have to believe in this energy that is above, and because if you don't connect to that, of course you cannot communicate and you cannot use it as you wish. So we are actually, as practitioners, we are using that energy to see, to understand what the fears and blocks and limiting beliefs of our clients are. And of course we do the same when we work on ourselves, so that we can understand what is the bottom belief, the bottom fear, the bottom block that is really keeping you stuck in that circle, in that cycle of negativity, let's say. And it's like a house of cards, you know. You could remove bit by bit, card by card. You could do that, and that is sometimes the approach that psychology or psychotherapy can have. But sometimes it will take ages to do that. So instead, we are using the connection, so we can actually see, receive messages from intuition of what is really the bottom, the most important thing that is blocking this person from moving forward or to clear something, and we just tackle that. We work on that and we remove it. So if you remove the bottom beliefs, all the other ones, they are just falling down. So you don't need to
want that. Who doesn't want that? That's why you have the magic wand. I knew that.
Easy. It's easy. It can be easy. It can be easy. So yeah, that's what you do. But of course, you need to, basically, we are guided by the connection that we have to that energy. So if you don't believe in that energy, it's hard for you to do this kind of work, you know.
And you cannot even work on people, right? So if someone's not 100% or mostly believing in this, that no matter what you do, it's abuse.
So of course, well, if they don't want to work with you on this, of course, yeah, you cannot work, because
I mean, I go to you and I say, yeah, okay, I'm here, do whatever, do your magic, because you know I need change, right? But on some level I'm not 100% convinced, or then it can stop the process, can't it?
So technically, since I am the practitioner and I am channeling that energy for you, and I'm also the witness of the whole energetic process that is going on, I see that it works. Because of course, the thing is, once you, and yeah, this is another topic that I like.
Okay.
So the thing is that once you clear your blocks of that connection, you can receive psychic thoughts, visions, messages in any form, and different people may receive this information in different modalities. So for example, at the beginning, I was not able to see anything. I was just receiving some feelings and some thoughts, but I was not able to see. So by working on myself and clearing the blocks on the connection, I was then able to start seeing. So now I'm also receiving visions, metaphors. I also use that modality. Yeah. So the thing is, once you are able to see or feel or hear whatever, and you witness that healing happening on an energetic point of view, as the practitioner, you know that it's working because you see it. The thing is, if the person, my client, the person in front of me that I'm doing this for, doesn't really believe in that, what happens is that the brain is not accepting that healing in a physical, in the physical body, in the physical plane, let's say. So it has happened energetically. It's the same for the manifestation, right? So it's here, but if you don't accept it because you don't believe in that, or you don't feel that you're worthy of receiving that healing, your brain is basically sabotaging the healing. And even if the healing has been done, your brain is basically reverting the healing into the previous situation and into the previous belief. That's why it doesn't work at the end of the day, just because, I mean, it was working, but there is still the program of not believing in that, which is blocking the program from being completely and fully accepted.
It's like with two walkie-talkies or phones, right? If one of them is not ready to receive, or the loudspeaker is not correct or whatever, right? Then the voice is not coming through properly.
Yeah, and it's the same. It's actually the same analogy of what we were talking before about feeling worthy of receiving the manifestation. It's the same, feeling worthy or not worthy of receiving the healing. That's the thing. And I've seen a few people, let's say, rejecting it because they were not feeling worthy of it, or because they had the fear of not knowing who they are without
that.
For example, without that specific issue that we healed through the healing. So the brain is not ready to accept the healing, because it's like, okay, so you are actually healing all this, but what do I do
afterwards? Yeah, right. If I'm sick, then I see that people are, oh, okay, it's been cooked for me. Someone brings the soup into the bed, and people are doing stuff for me. And okay, I'm not sure if I'm ready to be healed, because then I lose that affection or that care.
So there is the limiting belief that actually you can only receive love from people when you are sick. So that, of course, is blocking the healing. Unless you work on that belief and you remove.
But you need to figure that out, or you need someone to figure that out.
Yes. Yes. So it's very interesting.
It is.
And you know, I was also recently talking about cheating and betrayal with a few people.
Oh my God, that's a complete different series, not even episode.
So, because that was also a topic of the week. So let me just say a few words. So, you know, very, very quickly, we think that, okay. So we think that, I don't know, people who cheat on other people are bad people, because you don't behave like that, and you're selfish, and you know, all these kind of judgment. But actually, it's very interesting to know that from an energetic point of view, cheating is also relating to the feeling of not feel or be worthy of a happy relationship. So, yeah. Oh, that's an interesting topic. So, for example, there are a lot of examples of that. That people who cheat on their partner, they don't do, when you work on them, of course, and it's not the truth for everyone, but for some people that I've been working with on that topic, you get to understand, you get to see that the reason why they were cheating on their partner was not because they didn't love the partner anymore, or because they were selfish. No, exactly the opposite. They had the belief that it was not possible for them to have a good, healthy, and happy relationship.
Wow.
So it was actually a self-sabotage mechanism.
Wow.
Because of the belief that they had that they were not worthy of having such a good thing.
Oh my God, that's
they were actually sabotaging the relationship and the happiness in the relationship by ruining the relationship by cheating. And the partner might have the belief, the same belief, or might have the belief that they cannot have it all, they don't deserve to have the relationship that they want, because maybe in their life they have never seen someone having a perfect relationship. So they don't believe that this is possible. So if you believe that this is not possible, what are you manifesting?
This is heavy. This is heavy. Okay, guys, type in the comments if this is something you want to hear about. I subscribe to this topic. This is really powerful. Thank you very, very much for sharing this.
Thank you.
Again. I'm amazed. Can't wait to see you guys next week. And yeah, anything else you would like to share?
No, just well, today is Friday, so I wish you have a happy Friday, a lovely, happy weekend, and I would like to remind you to always start your day and to always take decisions for yourself, for your own life, from a place of gratitude and positivity and love and respect, not from a place of fear or scarcity or conflict or competition. Because what you want to create is gonna be good, and you deserve to create a very good and happy and positive life, because that is what we are here for. And this is actually the energy of the universe. The universe wants to give you love, happiness, joy, peace, fun, all the beautiful things, and is ready to give you all the abundance that you want, that you deserve. So basically, it's up to you. It's up to you. So just be aware of that, and now that you know, you can set your vibrations and your thoughts on the right frequency, so that you can have it in your life. So that's the wish, and that's also the download that I'm giving you, me, everyone that is listening to this video. So if you want to have this, just say yes and you will receive it.
Yes.
Cool.
Great. Thank you very much. Thank you, guys. Have an amazing one. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.